Good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from the ages. We are back for more Kingdom Hearts Stream Drop Distance. Now, this was supposed to be Fatal Frame, but I'm going to get to that tomorrow, because I was playing a lot of Evil Inside, as you guys saw today. Got the platinum for that, number 1,229. So we're one platinum away from the big old number of 1,300. That's going to be fun to get when we get to it. But the AFC Championship game just ended, so I figured let's get to some Kingdom Hearts, and of course talk about the Super Bowl matchup we have now, or it's going to be called the Andy Reid Show. And of course talk about the Royal Rumble from last night once we get hopefully Dark Knight or Rosie in here, or Dave. But I'm sure there's going to be a lot to talk about the refs from the Chiefs game, unfortunately. I saw how that flag was. Ooh. It's going to get talked about for a while. But I hope everyone's having a good night tonight. I missed the chest. Yep. Remember when we last did this, the stream kind of crashed, so... Ooh, candy go. You're all my world. Ugh. And Cotton0429 says hello. Hello, man. Hope you're having a good night. If you watch the Royal Rumble, let me know, because I'm going to be talking about that in a bit. Or to beat up Bugs Bunny. They did say on Facebook that I would be reviewing the Rumble tonight. They did watch it yesterday. Round like a record, baby. Round, 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 round. Fire! I'm sure there's a way to get that chest. I just gotta... That actually takes us to where we need to go, but I need to go looking around a few things. But happy Sunday, everybody. Was hoping I could turn down the game volume right there. There is not. Oh well. Beat up the chicken. It's going to take it to KFC. No, Popeyes, actually. Like that. Yeah, we don't really need to do the bow spirit shit.
Fire!
Chicken wanted to run away. But I hope everyone had a good weekend and enjoyed the Rumble, enjoyed the championship games if you watched them. But like I said, since we know the Chiefs won, it's going to be the Andy Reid Super Bowl. So either the Eagles will get their second Super Bowl win. Honestly enough with the Chiefs, because he never won a Super Bowl with the Eagles. Came close, but never won it. But this is why I hate my grandmother's internet. I thought it was good, and it actually wasn't what I used to. Oh, man. Didn't know about that. Hope the trophy hunting's been good for you, man. Because I know like I said, trophy hunting's been good for me this week. I'm gonna try to make Shredder's Revenge number 1,300. Okay, well, try.
Is that supposed to be Mickey and others? Yeesh. Those three are together even when they're made out of wood.
It's log, it's big, it's heavy, it's wood.
Pete.
Hey, that's not Pete, that's Paul Heyman. But with more hair.
Wait!
I actually got 2 streams to do Monday. One actually going to be take a look, because I've been given a code to take a look at a game. So we'll probably do that one tomorrow first. And hopefully Fatal Frame after that.
Fire!
What the heck did it kill?
Fire! Yeah! Take this! Take this!
Ow.
Fire! Fire! Yeah! Ha! Yeah! You're done!
And that takes care of that.
Heal!
Confetti candy.
Yeah!
Try that again, from the top.
Yeah!
Balloon. 99 red balloons. I should have called the Ghostbusters.
Yeah! Take this!
completed the challenge. Do. Finished.
Hut! Hut! Yeah!
I was hoping to have somebody here for the Rumble, but discuss the Rumble with me, but I think a lot of them, people went to bed already, so I know I'll discuss with them throughout the week. But I got my notepad with me, and I'm going to give you my Royal Rumble scores and why I gave each one what they were. So let's go over that real quick. Hopefully no black screen of death happens when I'm doing this. So, a blue screen real quick. Yep, still the only one in here. But we're going to start off how the order of the pay-per-view. So the first one was the Men's Royal Rumble last night on Saturday. Cody Rhodes won it, which I predicted. A lot of people hated that he won, and I think it's because it wasn't a surprise entrant. Because he got announced, and I think when he was announced for it, everybody picked him to win. So it was predictable, and I will agree with that part. I think maybe they should have pulled like maybe when Cena returned from his first legitimate injury and came back and won the Rumble when Edge did it. Probably would have been a bigger moment. Or bigger pop than what he got, because he got a good pop, but still. But there were good things about the Rumble besides Cody winning, which I thought was a good thing. That's how the story was going, even from last year, that he wanted to win the championship. So I agree with that. The Paul Ricochet thing, jumping off the ropes and hitting each other, that was a cool spot. Actually, Paul getting to the final 3 was surprising. Him eliminating Seth Rollins was shocking. Lesnar and Lashley coming out to the Rumble pretty early and not lasting that long. Neither one lasted long. Gunther and Sheamus really putting in the Iron Man work, particularly Gunther. OK Walter starting from the 1 spot and being in the final 2. He deserves props on that. Sheamus did well, so did Drew. They stayed in a long time. And, I was okay with Mysterio not getting took out, not being in the Rumble. Dominic taking him out. Continues that storyline, so you have a lot of storylines going into Mania right now because of the Rumble, and even Triple H said sometimes we only look at who wins the Rumble, not everybody else, and I think he was right when he said that on the post show. I know a lot of people probably were upset there wasn't as many big shocking returns, nobody from NXT really. I mean, Booker T was kind of a surprise, but I think everybody knew he was going to be in it because of where it was at. We even made that joke on the pitch earlier this week. Granted, I thought it would have been funny if it was Stevie Ray. But I'm going to give the Men's Royal Rumble I'm going to give it a 4, because I had it, between 4 and a 5, and I'm going to put it on a 4, just because of the fact of, we knew Rhodes was, when they announced Rhodes, like I said, that kind of ruined it a bit, but there was so much fun stuff in the Rumble, and it was way better than last year's Rumble. I don't think anyone's going to deny that for the men's. After that, we had the Mountain Dew Pitch Black match, Bray Wyatt versus LA Knight. Bray Wyatt won. The stuff after it was cool, after the match with Uncle Howdy jumping off the thing and killing LA Knight. But as for the match itself, I gave it a 2 out of 5. It wasn't a great match. I like how the arena was set up for it, the neon stuff. Kind of a little different. Kind of made me think of Sin Cara in a way, or when Kane had the red lights all the time in his matches early on. But it does bring up something when this is not on LA Knight, this is on Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt is so good on the mic, and giving out the promos and telling you the story through his words. That's a good thing. But it seems like the matches the last few times have not been that good, have been very underperforming or just blah. I feel like personally, and this is how I'm going to describe it, because remember, him and Bo Dallas are the brothers, the dad is IRS. I feel personally, Bo Dallas got the talent in the ring, but not the mic skills, while Bray Wyatt, genetically, he got the mic skills, but not the in-ring work. That's how I look at it, but the Pitch Dark match, I gave it a 2 out of 5. Not a great match. Granted, it was not the worst match on the card. No talking to Rosie. Where? Blue screen real quick. Because I have a thing, it wants to be silly. Just like the YouTube fucking section. Is it Let's actually go to the party screen real quick, because that might help it. There we go. Finally. Just in time, guys, because I'm discussing the Royal Rumble from last night.
Acknowledge me, Doug.
No, I refuse to say that. All you've missed so far. I gave the men's Royal Rumble a 4 out of 5. Stating it was way better than last year's. My only thing is, and I have to agree with what some people said, Cody winning was predictable. They would have been better off not announcing he was in the match. I think that kind of hurt it a bit. But it was still a good Rumble. A lot of stories being built towards Mania, which I approved of. And Walter being the Iron Man. Dominic actually have a good heel showing in it. Edge returning was kind of surprising. I didn't saw that one. Beth Phoenix also returning as well in that match, which is weird. And then I just got done talking about the Pitch Black match. I gave that a 2 out of 5, saying it was okay, but nothing. 2 out of 5.
Yep.
It wasn't a bad match, but it was just kind of there. I mean, I like the character work they're doing with Bray, but it seems like every match he has is not that good. But that gets us to the third match from the pay-per-view that happened, the women's title match. Now, on the pick show, right, which you guys weren't there because you guys were playing Fall Guys with everybody else earlier this week, I said I actually enjoyed the Belair Alexa Bliss storyline going into it. Like, they kind of made Belair look kind of weak, you know, because the mind games were being played because of Uncle Howdy. I'm thinking, okay, even if Bliss doesn't lose this, at least, you know, give her a good showing and all that. And unfortunately, that didn't happen. That match was pretty much Belair dominated from the start to the finish. That was very underperforming by both women. I was surprised. It really didn't last that long. To me, both, I don't know who came up with that ending, because really pretty much it just felt like Belair went in and dominated. This didn't really get much offense. So I gave the women's title match a 1 star out of 5, saying it was the worst match on the night. Well, I'm sorry, because I know, because a lot of people have agreed with me though on that one, saying it was one of the worst matches. And to me personally, one of the worst women's matches I've seen in quite some time. And I don't blame the women in this one. I blame whoever came up with the booking, the decision of the booking on that one. I wasn't expecting Alexa Bliss to win, but I was thinking, you know, it was going to be competitive. But wait, didn't you? Wait, didn't you?
Your phone.
What did you guys give the matches so far we discussed, Saul ratings?
To be honest, the ending was actually my favoriteest of them all.
We've only done 3 matches so far. We haven't done the other 2, so just off the 3 matches I've talked about.
I didn't care for the men's because I already knew it was predictable. The women's actually gave me a shocker.
We're getting to that, but so you gave the men's what star out of?
A 1.
So you're saying that you're saying it's just as bad as the Vince McMahon Royal Rumble victory from 1999?
Yeah, basically.
Why? Excluding you? Okay, and you can't say. You can't say the
Vince McMahon win,
and you can't use.
fucking...
And here's the thing: you can't use the Cody Rhodes winning as an example, because even if he wasn't announced, people were predicting him to win it anyway. So take that out of the equation. What was bad about it?
I mean, yeah, there was a couple of oh my god, but nothing like popped out. I mean, it's cool that Edge came back, great. That was, and then we had Pat McAfee, which is kind of cool too.
It wasn't only Cody winning, like Triple H in this on the post show. You can't just look at the Rumble win and say why that was a good Rumble, because they built a lot of stories towards Mania in that Rumble. Dominic and Ray, Lashley and Lesnar, Edge and Judgment Day. So you have a lot of stories coming off that Rumble. That's why I gave it a 4 out of 5. The only thing I would say that I do agree with people is, like I said, Cody probably should have not been announced ahead of time. And maybe not even put at number 30. But other than that, I can't disagree with the winner, because it was the right call. Because I can't really see
Ray
putting...
didn't even show.
Well, Ray
No, that was explained. That was explained.
Yeah,
Dominic
Ray
beat
was
him
injured.
up. Storyline-wise, Dominic beat him up before Ray could get out there. That's why Dominic came out with Ray's mask.
Yeah,
That's
makes
how
sense.
they're continuing that story for Mania. That's why.
And now I see what they're doing now with this other build-out. Supposedly, if rumor has it, supposedly it's going to turn into a storyline with Logan Paul and Seth Rollins.
That would actually be a good match, because as much as I'm not a big Paul guy, he does know what he's doing. He's one of the few celebs who gets it.
I give credit to where it's due. I mean, it'll be very interesting to see.
And him and Seth will have a good match, because Paul even got a good match at a Roman, which is impossible. What did you give Bray Wyatt and LA Knight? I gave that a 2.
I'm giving that a 1. I mean, it was cool with looking all like cool and shit, but the match just it dragged on way too long.
So that's a 1 from Dark Knight, and then of course I just got done talking about the women's title match. I gave that a 1. My worst match of the night.
Yeah, I'm giving that a 1 too.
Yeah. See, so here's the thing. I would like to point out something. Normally, I'm the asshole who hates everything, but I'm being kinder to this pay-per-view than Dark Knight is. Let that sink in there.
Yeah. No, honestly, it's...
I will say this men's Royal Rumble was better than last year's, because there was a little bit of unpredictability a bit. Next up, we had the women's Rumble match. My pick was Rhea Ripley, like I said on my pick show, which I'm happy she won, but I was shocked she did it from the number 1 spot. But she did say in the post thing as well, her and Liv Morgan deserve a lot of credit, because Liv Morgan went the distance, which I don't think too many people saw Liv Morgan doing that, so I do give Liv Morgan props.
I'm sorry. Liv Morgan, a whiny little bitch. I'm sorry.
I actually thought
I can't stand her.
I think WWE botched her title, and I still say that. They botched her title when they tried to make her something she wasn't, and that was their failure, not hers. That's how the fans turned on it.
The Nia Jax return turned me into a different direction. I was like, wow, okay.
That pissed me off, actually, because I'm like, out of all the women you could have put at number 30, you bring back the one who's caused more injuries to the entire female roster.
It was funny, though, how they ganged up on Nia Jax at the end.
I didn't think that was funny. I feel like that was done because they're going to build Nia Jax up now that she's probably back, unfortunately. So, great. Somebody's going to end up being put in a wheelchair.
I know why they did, though.
Probably because they want her to be the big monster heel, for the women's division. They have Rhea Ripley for that.
There's another reason why.
Don't say the stupid B line. That's stupid. That would make no sense. That would make more sense for That would make more sense for Naomi, but oh wait, they're not bringing Naomi back. She did nothing wrong. But anyway, women's Rumble match was better. They had a few NXT call-ups. Asuka returned. I love her new evil face paint and all that. I approved of that.
Yeah, it was cool.
Damage Control, they actually one of the few smart teams we've seen in Rumble matches that stuck together. Most times that doesn't happen, but they did, so good there. Michelle McCool coming in from sitting down and being in the match, and she did a good job. I got to give her credit. I wasn't expecting her to be in it.
Yeah.
So I
was kind of hoping AJ Lee would have been number 30, to be honest.
I think if that would have been, fans would have hated the Rumble if she didn't win, so that was probably a good call. No, trust me.
I mean,
No. Dark Knight.
Mind.
Dark Knight,
Hold
me.
Hold up. It would have actually been interesting. I know AJ Lee wouldn't have won, but I'm saying it would build up to AJ Lee versus Rhea Ripley.
Fans would have shitted on that match if AJ Lee entered and she didn't win. You already have fans going off that Chelsea Green was buried. You bring her back,
Yeah, that was funny.
And everybody was happy to see her back, and then she sets the record for the quickest element being tossed out the quickest for women's.
I was kind of disappointed that Carmella was in the Rumble.
Carmella?
To be honest. Yeah, I was kind of disappointed in that.
I don't know what's going on. Granted, I'm happy she's not on TV because she's a terrible wrestler too, in my opinion. But I was happy. I don't get why people like her. I don't see where she's talented or anything. The only reason she's got a job because she's got big fake tits, and that's about it.
I mean, she's not a bad wrestler. I mean, she's better than Alicia fucking Fox.
I'd actually take Alicia Fox, because Alicia Fox has a personality.
Ew.
Carmella has no personality.
Disgrace.
Well, Carmella doesn't have a personality at all. Her personality is
I think she does.
Yeah, her personality is she's a New Jersey hooker. That's her personality.
I
She's
mean, she's a good wrestler in ring.
no, she's not.
And out of the ring, too,
I
so.
I have never seen
I think
Carmella have a
she
good
is.
match. She's the female version of Roman
I mean, I
Reigns.
have.
Her being
Damn.
naked doesn't count. Sorry.
Damn.
But overall, I gave the women's 5 stars. Probably the best Rumble match out of the two. Loved everything
I
about
give
it,
it
excluding
1.
Nia Jax. Did you like anything from last night? You better not say the main event, because the main event almost gave negative scores.
I actually didn't mind the main event, actually.
Because that main event was pretty much proving when I've been saying that WWE has a
For granted,
problem.
besides the Roman Reigns shit winning.
Well, that's part of the problem. So let's get to that main
I
event
actually
now.
didn't mind it
Because unfortunately, it's been the problem with the Bloodline since day one. And I'm going to repeat myself because apparently people don't understand what I mean by this. They have become the NWO. And I don't mean by, ratings numbers or faction-wise. One of the biggest problems with the NWO back in WCW was they never got their comeuppance / anytime they did lose, it didn't matter because either the decision was reversed or B, they would just win the titles back a few days later, aka Lex Luger beats Hogan for the belt and then 6 days later loses it back to Hogan. Or the Steiner brothers would beat Hall and Nash for the belts, gets reversed the next night on Nitro. The Bloodline, that's been the problem. You have booked them to where they never really lose, and when they do lose, it doesn't mean anything, okay? Like, okay, when Kevin Owens and Cena won that tag match, I knew Bloodline was going to lose because, hey, Cena's back and Sammy's probably taking the loss, but at the same time, I'm like, it doesn't do anything. You didn't really show intelligence.
Time,
And the other problem is every time you've had and this has been going since day one, every face who's went up against them, you make him look like an idiot because it's like, oh, I'm going to take Roman out and I don't need help. Roman's got 50 billion, got so many people with him. You're making your faces look like idiots. So sorry, I went into this match knowing Kevin Owens had 0 chance. Anyone who thought Owens had a chance of winning proves they're an idiot. And I'm sorry, they didn't do a good enough job to me doing the build-up for it that Kevin Owens could win. And doing the match, same thing. I literally, at one point, pulled out my book, One Piece, and was reading it because I was that bored by the match. Personally, I feel like
I gave it a 4.
they failed. Okay, that just proves you lost your mind.
Hold on, there's a reason why I give it a 4. I'll tell you when you're done.
And as far as for the aftermatch stuff, which you cannot count in the star rating because it was after the match, I didn't care. I'm like, oh, whoa, Sami Zayn betrayed the Bloodline. What did he fucking do? We've called this since day one he was joining. So it's like, it would have been better if you wanted to do it correctly. You would have had Sami Zayn betray Roman and Roman loses the belt. That would have been more interesting, but instead it's like, okay, well, this ain't going to do anything because Sami Zayn's not going to beat Roman at Chamber. And I'm sorry. We know Cody's probably going to be the one to dethrone Roman at Mania, so it's like, what was the point? You really just having a match, it's just going to be a throwaway match at the Chamber, most likely. So, the only thing I will give the after thing credit, you got the one Uso who's going to be torn because, Sammy's been a good friend to him and all that, but then he doesn't want to betray his family. But again, it's like, I don't care. I've said before, I find the Bloodline storyline to be very boring and pathetic. I don't see why people enjoy this one. Maybe it's just because I don't like Roman at all. As a wrestler, I didn't like him in his when he was in FCW and NXT before all that. So maybe it's just because I don't like Roman at all. But I'm like, I don't care, and that's why I gave the match 1 star. I think anybody who gave it a higher rating than that is pretty much, to me, being a hypocrite. Because if you're going to give that a high rating but say, oh, the men's and women's Royal Rumble gets a low rating because of the predictability, you're a hypocrite to me.
The reason why I gave it a 4 is I actually gave Kevin Owens props for actually trying to win.
But you
there was some.
But you knew he wasn't going to
There
win.
was
So
some
what was the
pretty
point?
cool moments.
There was no cool moments
Well,
in that match.
obviously, but he did. But he did give Roman a run for his money, though.
No, he didn't.
Kind of. I
didn't
couldn't say.
If he would have gave him a run for the money, they would have did a better job of convincing you Owens had a chance.
I mean, he kicked out of a
not.
spear for a couple minutes, but
Oh, whoopee.
Well,
Roman's got the
I
weakest
mean,
spear in the business.
it was a back and forth match, but
Not to me.
Yeah.
I knew going
No,
in that
obviously not
Owens
for
had
you.
zero shot. The only way you could, like I said, there was, and apparently people forgot this because I mentioned in my pick. We just saw this match at the Rumble a few years ago where Roman won in a last man standing. So it's like if you're going to beat Roman in a last man standing match, which would have been believable then at least, you expect me now to believe that you can beat him in a one-on-one match? Nah. And of course, we all knew there was going to be some bullshit.
Let alone
So again,
Owens was kind of. Well, let alone Owens kind of distracted by Sammy a little bit. So.
well, okay, like I said, we all know, when you're facing Roman, this is why I said they make the baby faces who have faced him look like idiots. You know you're going to have to deal with some kind of distraction either with Heyman or one of the other ones. So why not have backup yourself?
Well, Heyman, I understand. No, I get the Heyman part, but the Sami Zayn part, that's where the distraction came in. Heyman doesn't really do much. He just
But he's
sits
still
there.
a distraction, so it's like if you're going to... So again, it's like you're going to have a problem either with Roman, or with Paul Heyman or one of the other ones. You should have brought your own backup on that one. It makes Owens look like an idiot. Which is one of the problems they've been doing with us.
Nobody likes... That's the problem, though. Nobody really likes Kevin Owens. But nobody likes Roman Reigns either, but at the same time,
there's an old saying in life. Sometimes the enemy of my enemy is my friend. He could have easily went to Sheamus or Drew or the Street Profits or Seth Rollins and said, hey, yeah, I know we don't get along, but Roman's a bigger threat. But no, instead of doing that, they make the babyface look like an idiot every fucking time. And yet, though, you just gave that match 4 stars. It was way more predictable than either of the Rumble ones, but you gave the Rumble matches 1 star. So... I enjoyed the main event. Granted, it wasn't the outcome I expected it to be, but okay.
I don't care for Roman Reigns. I just cared for the fact that, Owens gave it his all. And,
no, he didn't. That if he would have gave his all, he would have died in the ring. Because that's the other problem. Don't say in a promo, I'm going to win the match or I'm going to die trying, because it means either one of two things. You're going to win or you're going to die in the ring. Which neither happened. So it's like you've lied on that one.
Otherwise, it's as bad as the other main events of pay-per-views.
So personally, overall,
The Brock and Roman was pretty decent at that point in time too.
No, because all the Brock Lesnar Roman matches last year were 1 star too. The SummerSlam one was actually negative stars. That was -4.
I gave it a 3. It wasn't that bad.
Yes, it was, because I'm sorry. If you flip the ring over and that's not the finish and you don't win the match after flipping the ring over, that's stupidity.
It is what it is.
So, personally, I think you're being too nice to the main event. It was predictable, but yet you're hating the 2 Rumble matches for their predictability. Kinda not being fair there, Dark Knight, to be honest.
Actually, the women's wasn't predictable.
Yeah, it was, because almost 90% of the people had Rhea Ripley winning it.
Honestly, I really didn't think Rhea was going to win. Honestly, I thought it was going to be somebody else, to be honest.
You were like one of the
Becky
few
Lynch
then.
Or something.
No, because I think Becky, that would have been...
I thought Becky was going to win.
Becky doesn't need the Rumble to get a title shot, plus she just been champion already, so it would have not made sense.
Or Nikki Cross would have been nice.
No, Nikki Cross would not be believable to beat Charlotte or Belair. Sometimes you have to look at the Rumble and say, okay, who will be believable to win the championship?
Don't worry, Matt thought it was horrible. The whole show.
Yeah, I know. Matt hated all the... Oh, trust me, I already went off on Matt. And I'm going to go off on Matt here. Matt, you said the Rumble was one of the worst, but yet... Before its predictability, but yet last year's was worse with its predictability. To almost everybody's in agreement. Last year's Rumble was the worst Rumble pay-per-view in years.
I'm just trying to get comfortable.
So Matt, do me a favor, kiss my ass and shut the fuck up. I know Matt's not going to watch this video anyway, because Matt doesn't watch YouTube videos. But yeah, personally, I would say this if you want my opinion of the Rumble overall. Watch the men's one, because Cody does get a pop. And Paul does get the pop for eliminating Seth, and there's a lot of good pops. And watch the women's Rumble as well, because you do see a lot of the NXT stars that are going to be coming up. And Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan giving out a great performance going from start to finish. And I would say maybe watch the Pitch Black match, not for the match itself because it's not that good, but watch it just for the creativity of it, because it was kind of, you know, creative in the sense, you know, it had the neon lights, you know. The match was one of those that, you know, if you love the neon light stuff, you know, you would probably enjoy it. But after that, stay away from the women's title match. That was a pathetic. They really, after the storyline, I thought, you know, they were going to have some mind game shit. Wasn't even that. And Roman and Owens, yeah, sorry. We all knew Roman was winning. That's been the problem. They don't really convince you Roman has a chance of losing. And that's been its biggest problem. They haven't done a good... And that's, again, NWO problem from WCW. They never built... You know, and I'm sure somebody's going to type, well, Doug Sting beat Hogan. Do you remember how that Starrcade match ended? Technically, Hogan won the match first because there was a normal 3 count. But then Brett wouldn't let the bell be run. So technically, Brett screwed Hogan, who technically won cleanly. And then, of course, yeah, you could say Goldberg beat Hogan. There was the NWO comeuppance, but then that led to the Finger Poke of Doom. So really, no comeuppance there either. Because, you know, it formed the NWO Elite. So yeah, that's unfortunately what the Bloodlines become to me anyway. I know a lot of people would say, oh no, they're not that bad. But I want everyone to look at yourself and ask yourself this. Since the Bloodlines formed, at any time, have they looked weak, or was there a chance they would lose any belts? That question is no. And if you need the best example of that, let's go to this past Monday when one of them got injured and they put Sammy in. That would have been the perfect chance to have them lose the belts to Judgment Day, because it was just for the Raw belts. Plus, you could make the case saying, hey, Usos only lost it because one of them got injured and Sammy was put in the match. Instead, no. Judgment Day still loses. So it's like, really? So personally, I would just say watch the 2 Rumbles and the Mountain Dew matches for the shits and giggles of the Mountain Dew one, but stay away from the other 2 matches. And also stay away from the stupid musical performance, because that was terrible.
Stay away from Matt because he has bad opinions.
Well, that too. I couldn't believe he actually hated the entire Rumble. Granted, that's the thing I don't get. You know, I saw so many people hating the Royal Rumble, and usually I'm the one who hates it a lot, you know, who doesn't give good scores. I'd say the pay-per-view overall was about maybe a 3 out of 5, just because of the 2 Rumble matches being so good to me, and the Pitch Black match was interesting but bad. But I saw so many other people giving negative scores. It's like they gave the Men's Royal Rumble -5 stars, Women's Royal Rumble -5 stars, and most of it came down to either A, they're going to say, oh, it's too predictable, or they'll pick didn't win. I'm like, really? I would have loved to ask Dave what his pick was, how he felt, because he was there live, but he's not on tonight because he's probably tired. So.
Who, Dave?
Yeah. He was at, remember, yeah, Dave was at the Royal Rumble. His parents got him tickets
I
for
know.
it.
I saw all his live streams and stuff.
Granted, he's the reason the 49ers lost today.
And he got a doll for you.
No, he bought that doll for himself because of the fact that it cost his 49ers the game. That was on him.
Speaking of that, the Bengals lost.
Yeah, so it's the Andy Reid show at the Super Bowl.
Chiefs and the Eagles. Dave's got Chiefs.
I won't make
Eagles.
I won't make my pick until not this coming week, but the next week when it's Super Bowl week. Because I want to look up some things and see, you
Probably
know.
It's going to be picking at home, so.
Yeah, they're trying to get their...
Last year's Super Bowl was Chiefs and was Bengals and Rams.
Oh, there you go, never mind.
So we will have a new
Bengals
champion, but
that game.
either Eagles will win their second Super Bowl in a few years, or B... Oh, wow. Damn, okay, that was painful. I got took out quick. Continue. So that's going to be a hard one. Gonna have to use Rising Wind here. Actually, get off the stupid thing.
He told her to shut up. I would have got up and smacked him beside the head.
Well, as she was standing on the challenge thing I need to do.
So much food today.
And we completed the challenge and Rosie got to level 28. Rosie's almost 30 years old, everybody.
Shut up. It's bad enough I'm turning 29 this year. Fuck off.
I meant in the video game, not in real life. You just said your real age
I
on
know,
television,
but still,
on the
it's
stream.
the... I don't give a shit.
Speaking of Dave,
It's true.
We're benching Ashley and we're going to have Rosie the Sheep and Dave the Ghost join us right now. Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters. When something strange in the neighborhood. Who are you going to call? I'm surprised no one laughed at that joke. That makes me feel a little sad.
Tired? You tired?
Rosie's ability board's complete, so Rosie, we actually don't get to play as Rosie anymore. How does that make you feel, Rosie? You're gonna get benched. We won't.
I'm already benched.
We won't see Rosie the Sheep anymore, guys, on stream.
Damn.
Ew. The fuck?
So let's see.
Ew,
In this
mini
case,
corn dog?
we're gonna put the Miz in. Miz will be joining the team of
Why
Ashley
they
and
made
Dave.
them...
Honestly enough, the Miz is a seal, so make any jokes you want.
Thinking of game. And that will be pre-ordered next month.
I'm actually pre-ordering the WWE game
2K23.
Yeah.
Doug, any comment?
What?
What? He didn't hear what you said.
No, I didn't.
He said he's pre-ordering through PC, not PlayStation.
And that just proves Dark Knight's an enemy of the Republic. He's betrayed all his friends to join the PC race so he can get his dick sucked by the Terminator.
Yeah.
And Black Scream of Death, hold on. I just turned to that.
Somebody's getting it.
Fuck you. I tried, but you didn't go, so you end up hurting me instead.
Try.
Let's see if going to blue screen and then coming back will fix it.
Nah.
Nope, it's okay. I gotta get this started again, guys. So give me a few seconds and I'll be back. There's
This